Hey man, welcome to the Live Vibes, man. We are here with the new day, the new scenery. You guys see it on Sunday. It's Monday, so Monday.
I think we're getting something.
I got so much shit to do when I get off this damn podcast.
For real.
Yeah.
Busy weekend, man. Coming up. We'll talk about it in a second.
Let me find out you can talk first.
Nah.
Yeah, we checking out the vibes, man.
All right, we go ahead and start.
Hey!
Fucking ass.
Welcome to the Live Vibes Podcast, man. Every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Around that time, we try to come through with the vibes. Give y'all some energy. Give y'all some positive news, man. Give y'all all types of good, real shit. As you can see, we was in here about to chop it up beforehand. So let's just go ahead and introduce ourselves so we can get the rapping. James, bring us in.
Man, y'all already know what it is. James, a.k.a. Hater Herder, a.k.a. Mr. Flatliner. What's up with it?
You already know who it is. It's D'Angelo, a.k.a. Rated. And last but not least, we have...
They have to save the best for last, so go ahead and tell them who this is. Come on, can I hear it?
It's the king, bitch.
At your service. What it do?
I think every show you feel yourself more and more. I can tell by your intro. It's just becoming. It's taking over.
I'm trying to find a good intro to stick, and I always forget the last one literally, so I come up with something new, and nothing is stuck yet. So it's like, all right, let's just keep going.
I feel you.
Before we start, a homegirl Crystal came through. I meant to do this the last episode, but you know that no bacon.
No bacon. Piggy bank.
Bacon piggy bank.
Hey, she got you out the way.
Got me out the way.
Hey, yo, that's
move it up.
Hey, that's crazy.
I think you know what? I didn't know who the hell you was talking about at first, but now I seeing that.
My Rick and Morty piggy bank.
It's the Rick and Morty joint. Hey, that's fire. I like that.
Fire.
That's
I'm about to start putting little coins in this bitch.
If y'all
I'm gonna put on my
50-cent
pieces.
Right?
Put on my 50-cent. Oh, can a 50-cent piece fit in this bitch?
I don't know. Figure it out, I guess. That's what's up. You got
Piggy Rick.
We gotta get our Live Vibes joint, man. I'm still waiting on that one.
I'm gonna keep waiting. She a busy woman, yo.
I feel it. I ain't mad at all. Check the vibes, man. What was y'all week like? Y'all know it's Friday. We at the end of the week now. Getting ready for this crazy weekend. How was y'all past couple days?
Tired. Been tired, man. Just ripping and running. Tired. Same old. Just tired.
I feel you. My weekend it was pretty good. I had a lot of meetings and stuff. I had a lot of little running around to do here and there. A little more busy on the moving around side, but it was cool. Work was good. No complaints. The weather's been breaking, so it's been nice pretty much every day, besides that one day of rain, which is yesterday. But it was a pretty good week overall. I ain't got no complaints at all. Everything's cool on this end. How about you, King?
You been checking the weather? You could just look at the fucking weather during the week. You could tell my motherfucking mood and day. Today was cool. The beginning of the week was like, you mother nature, you son of a bitch. But man, it's just been draining. I am tired, and I'm just trying to come up with different ideas. Just trying to be productive, man. It's just I got like a lot of shit brewing up that I'm trying to do, and you know what? I'm gonna fucking make that shit happen. That's all I'm gonna say.
You don't have none of those Reno 911 booty short, the male edition, small shorts. Gonna be out there hot. Cause I know it be hot as shit out there. Cause when I was on that truck, ever since Tuesday, when I was on that truck, man, Tuesday and Wednesday was hot as fuck outside.
I ain't that type. You not will ever see me at work in shorts. If you do, that motherfucker's a clone. I don't do shorts, man. Nah.
No mailman shorts?
No mailman shorts, no mailman short sleeves. No. I stay geared up.
That's him,
That's
dog.
just me.
Now
That's
that
just
I'm
me.
sitting there thinking
At
about it,
work,
I've never seen you in that.
At work, you would not see me in that. Nah. Especially with the route I have. Nah.
What's on the route that you think was short?
I mean, I have an
Sure.
all walking route, and then I have some like my last relay is like a wooded area, what they call a deadhead, but basically it's houses and woods. So when I'm done, I'm supposed to just walk back. But being next to woods, what do you have? A lot of fucking animals. I'm in fucking Mitchellville, like Bowie, like I get all types of fucking animals. And then, you know, might have some vacant houses or whatsoever. Long grass. One, long grass, what that means. Insects means shit gonna hop up on me. I've learned that I ain't with all the shit crawling on me. If it crawling on my shirt, okay, blow your bitch ass off. Crawling on your skin side, totally motherfucking different. Totally motherfucking different.
You
be like,
panic.
no, you feel it. You be like, what the fuck? You throwing mail everywhere. Get the fuck off me. I don't even know what you are. Just get the fuck. When you see on your shirt, crawling on your skin is a whole different feeling. And I'm like, nah, get the fuck. And then on top of that,
you be fucking around throwing people mail trying to get a buzz.
yeah, trying to get the fucking butt. No, then on top of that, then you got ticks. Like when I did wear shorts, man, cause tall grass and being next to the woods, man, you see a tick on you, be like, nigga. But when you got pants on, since I had pants long sleeve, never had a tick problem. Once I had
for some reason, I thought you said chick.
No, tick, nigga, because they have deers and rabbits that want to run around and be fucking everywhere and squirrels, and they have tick problems because it's. Nah, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Long sleeve. I'll just embrace the heat. Use it to slim the fuck down. Eat a dick. Not doing it.
I've seen, because I've seen some stuff that you posted on, like, you know, like your little stories and stuff like that. I've seen spiders, I've seen snakes, I've seen all types of stuff on your route. So,
and you ain't even seen the animals I couldn't catch. Foxes, fucking gophers, and all this other little weird shit to see you. Like, I'm like, bitch, like I couldn't get you in time.
You ever killed any of them bugs with somebody mail?
No, there's no point. Why? If they ain't fucking with me, I ain't gotta fuck with them.
No, I'm just saying, like, if something was to be crawling on you, you don't go like that.
No, I just go.
And then like the juice, yeah. The bug juice be on their mail, then you just go ahead and slide it in the mailbox.
Nah, usually spiders, I just blow them off and they do their web thing. I just put them against a bush or some other shit. You know, it ain't no point in killing it for what reason. They trying to get away from me as much as I want them to fuck off me. So I just let them just get the fuck down. The freakiest shit I ever seen. Did you seen them spiders I be posting, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Just think you accidentally turn, you walking in the web. This motherfucker go.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
Nigga.
Nah.
I seen that shit one day. It's just like, I'm sitting there like, trying to get the web off me. All I see was, I said,
nah.
Has that ever happened when you was driving?
Nah, while I'm just walking, not when I'm driving. It's not gonna happen when I'm in a truck.
Man, that shit happened to me in the car before. You just be driving and you think it be in your peripheral, but it be in front of you, and you be like, I think that's something.
So that joint was in your car. It was in your car. It dropped down from your car.
Yeah, man, and be right in your face. But your eyes are focused on the road, but the spider come down in front of you and shit, and you be like, oh shit. And then you be trying to, you gotta kill it, because if not, then you don't know where it go. Now you try to drive, and every time you get to stop, now you want to look around and see if you see it. Yeah, that shit happened.
No. Yeah, so that's why
your view.
Y'all better than me, because no, I'm not saying that I can't deal with insects. Insects are fine, but I get the fact that y'all have to deal with that type of shit all the time. That's pretty crazy. But
so no, I ain't got the Reno 911 shorts.
Shorts, yeah, the short set. Well, it's a good thing you don't then. But
and then on top of that, man, uneven tan, like my fucking.
Oh yeah, your forearms like darker than your top
and the calf would be dark as hell. Take my socks off to be like.
You starting to show your light skin side.
Oh look, shut your dark ass up. Just because even if you get a tan, you can't really tell.
I am a tan, motherfucker. My whole body.
Exactly. Just think of my calf, the color of you. When I take off my socks, it's white as hell. Like that ain't cute.
Oh no.
Mm.
But let's go into this update on this Black Lives Matter stuff that's been going on in recent news. A few things that I peeped that were I feel like it was worth mentioning. The first thing was, y'all heard that they was talking about the cop that killed George Floyd might be able to get $1 million worth of his pension benefits still. I'm pretty sure it'll go to his family or whatever if he's, locked up or whatever, but he's still able to get his pension. I don't even see how in this situation, because usually the way it works is that when an officer is fired, terminated, relieved of his duties, or whatever the case may be due to something as serious as this, you don't get your pension. You don't get none of that stuff. I seen a guy where he was working for 19 years and he was like 2 months away from his pension. And I think he like roughed up a little kid or something like that. And the fact that he put his hands on a minor, he ended up getting fired and terminated, and they ain't give him his pension or none of that. He ain't getting overtime.
They let you know he about to get off.
Exactly. So I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm feeling that news right there. But I did see that. They say it might be possible. I'm guessing through some loophole. I don't know. But that's trash if it's true.
His wife is gonna hold off on that damn divorce then.
Hey, she like, wait a minute. I don't think my pen got the ink right. Let me wait this out. You know what I'm saying? Trash. But either way, we'll keep posted on stupid shit with that. What did I see? I saw the show called The Bachelor gets his first African American bachelor for the show. I think that's because of what's going on, but they're trying. ABC, they put a black guy there. Oh, remember last week when I was talking about the CEO of Reddit, which is Serena Williams' husband.
Yeah,
they found a black guy to fill his spot. I saw that actually right before we got on the show. They found somebody to fill it, a black guy too, which is crazy.
Why they do that? What's Reddit
Well, he
anyway?
stepped down.
Oh.
He stepped down. Yeah, he's in the CEO position.
What the fuck is Reddit?
Reddit is like it's like an online directory where a lot of people go to like share and get information and stuff like that. It's like a nerd's like private Google type thing. It's a little different.
So why
like
he
they go
down?
there and share stuff that comes out, and
why he stepped down?
Well, he didn't step down because he did anything wrong. You know what's crazy? Because usually people, when they do some fucked up shit, they step down from their position.
That's normally when they leave.
Yeah, he was, him saying, yo, my wife is black. We have a daughter who's, mixed, half black, half white. And he wanted to make a difference in the situation where he was like, what if my daughter grows up and asks me, what did I do to help the cause in this matter? Knowing that I can, being white and being privileged and things like that. So he said that the way that he wanted to contribute was stepping down from his CEO chairman spot and making sure that they fill it with a black person, because these corporate companies and stuff like that, they don't hire black people to fill up the top seats. They don't hire black people to be the general managers, the owners, all that stuff. So that was his way of making sure that someone, of color got a top spot. By stepping down, but making sure that they only filled it with an African American person. So, man or female.
Wait, did he own it?
I think he co-owner with it.
So does he still own it?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he still.
Did he step down? Yeah, I must say that he just stepped down from being.
He stepped down from
the position.
But he's still an owner.
I'm pretty sure he's still.
All right, so yeah,
he ain't lose his damn mind.
Yeah. No, he ain't lose his mind. But I mean, he got bread. Serena.
So he's like, you know what? I'm making money off this. Like, you go ahead and take a piece of the cake. Yeah. Because I'm still your boss. But
but the best part about that is that we all know that the reason why white people stay in such a power is because they only hire their own when it comes to big jobs like that. Even if you're qualified or not, they're not going to put a black person in the seat with them, next to them, ahead of them, nothing like that. So it's good to see that he did that, because now he can hire people who are qualified of color, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that to try to fill up a lot of these seats within the company with black faces. And, you know, I think that is a good start. But they did put an African-American man in his position. I saw it today, actually. So I guess job well done, because what he wanted to get done got done. That was good. Juneteenth. Juneteenth is coming, which is always a big deal for us in the culture. But a lot of companies are declaring Juneteenth as a company holiday now, making sure people, you know what I'm saying, especially people of color, get off and get paid and things like that, like a national holiday. And I think that is dope. That's another way that we can, you know, start to, you know, move things around. So I thought that was really dope. And did y'all end up seeing Dave Chappelle's little skit that he put up? I don't really want to call it a stand-up because it really wasn't a stand-up for real.
Yeah, it wasn't a comedy, but I mean, if you watched it, he said this is the first concert. He still considered it like a concert. He said this is like the first concert since this whole COVID thing. But yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, I watched it this morning. And it was pretty much Dave Chappelle giving y'all a piece of his mind for close to 30 minutes. And I liked it. I liked it because I knew exactly what he was doing. I think if you went there for laughs, it may seem a little weird, but that really wasn't what that was about. He basically went up there and just kind of spilled his guts out. And I think it really triggered him when everybody kept trying to get celebrities to come out and talk about the situation when it's not even needed. And he voiced that opinion very heavily on this segment. It was dope. And there was some laughs in there here and there, but for the most part, it's an incredible watch. I actually enjoyed it. I was half asleep watching it. Because I didn't know what it was. Somebody sent it to my phone and I was checking my message. I just got up. I didn't get out of bed yet. I was like, Dave Chappelle did what? And I saw 8:46. So I thought what I was watching was going to be 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It ended up being like 30 minutes. But so let me see what this is. And I clicked it and then I just couldn't. I was glued to it. But it was amazing. I really liked it. King, did you get the chance to watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, you watched it? Good.
I watched it, yeah, like as soon as I came. I tried to watch it at work, but too many dead spots that I watched it. You know, I was like, you know what? I like this. He made a lot of good points, and it was tripping me out because I have a friend. Okay. I have a friend that's into numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And when he kept saying, like, pointing out the different numbers and what's happening, I'm sitting there like, creepy. But hey, I mean, but
that's how he operates. You know what I'm saying?
He felt real passionate, and people wanted him to talk. So guess what? His ass talked.
He talked. He definitely gave him something.
And to me, and it looked like he was like thinking like, shit, you know what? I'm gonna say this shit, but I'm probably gonna get some backlash. But fuck, I'm still gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it. Yeah.
He ain't gonna get no backlash. He pretty much spent that whole time trying to inform the white people that really don't understand the meaning behind everything.
And we have a guest, everybody.
He was pretty much spending that time trying to put them in our position so that they can see how we feel. So, hey, how you doing? He was pretty much trying to let them know.
Good.
This is why we're upset. We're fine. How about yourself? Thanks for joining.
Doing all right.
She the one to make my piggy bank, y'all.
Yeah, y'all wanted to know. She the one that made the bank. Right now we speaking on Dave Chappelle's 846 project that he put out today. His little quick little I don't want to call it a comedy or stand up.
You turn that I don't know if you watch it from another phone or something. Can you turn that volume down?
Yeah, it's okay.
Is it loud? Is that better?
Yeah, I think we can hear ourselves. But yeah, we just recapping that. I'm not sure. Did you see it? Did you see Dave Chappelle's thing? it's pretty good. It's a good watch. He just basically just spoke on how he felt and what was going on, and pretty much like James was saying, try to put white people in the position to understand why we feel the way we feel and why we're acting the way we're acting from his perspective, even being a celebrity and things like that. So it's only like 27 minutes long. It's a good watch though. He kind of just let it all out.
I didn't, but most of the time I'm not watching anything other than crime shows. Like, while I'm painting, it's like, oh, this person killed this person. I'm like, what? Paint. So.
Yeah. I feel you super busy and stuff like that. But I enjoyed it, man. It's a really good watch. So if y'all in the comments, if y'all have not seen it, it's definitely something you need to watch. I'm like I said, it's not long at all.
If we still got it, we can post it on the page after the after the show.
Check the page. We'll find it and post it on there. It was really good though. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like a lot of people should use their platforms and just kind of speak a little bit. And I don't really. I mean, I know people don't want to get in trouble. Some people don't want to dibble and dabble and stuff. And that was kind of his point of being a celebrity and feeling like the pressure of he has to say something that has to get involved. And sometimes they don't. They really don't. Some people say things and they shouldn't say nothing at all. They put themselves in bad spots. But I think some people's voices do need to be heard. It depends on who it is, though. But I feel like black celebrities, it's not it. The black celebrities are not the ones that we need to hear from. We need to hear from people who are not in the same position as us, but know exactly what's going on and have the credentials and know people to do something about it. Those are the people that need to be talking. So,
right.
But overall, it's a good watch. So make sure y'all check that out. If y'all have anything else to say on any of those, I'm gonna move on to these crazy topics we got.
I'm
I think
shy
I'm gonna
right
start
now.
with this one. Shine on. Ain't no look. I'm glossy too over here.
It's been a long day.
All right. So, what do y'all think is more fragile, a male's ego or a female's pride?
A male's ego.
Female's pride.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
A male's ego, without a doubt.
Really? Go. See, I'm glad we got a girl on here for this shit.
I might say a male's ego though.
It is.
I might say a male's ego.
Because let me tell you why though. Because prime example. If a woman cheats on a man, it's so hard for a man to forgive her. Oh my gosh, I can't believe. But let him do that. He wants to be forgiven, and a woman is able and capable to forgive. And that has something to do with the pride issue, like another man touched what is mine, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's one example.
And you know what, Chris? Crazy. Honestly, I didn't even really jump to that example first. I know that exists, but I was thinking of so many different ways that a man's ego is tested. It's tested in a lot of ways. A lot of somebody doing certain things for them. It can be you not being able to hold your own in a certain situation. There's a lot of things that can tap into a man's ego that'll make him sick. And I feel like for a female's pride, I think a female's pride is kind of based off of just kind of more of a specific thing. I feel like a man's ego, I feel like a man's ego is tested a lot in society, with people, with friends, in situations. I just feel like it's just a lot of ways that a man's ego has to kind of be forced to hold its own. And it's
you know what? And I'm gonna say just a snippet. If any of our viewers or if y'all know anybody who always get into an argument with their man, trust me, his ego right there is tested 1,000 times. Cause y'all females just go for the jugular when it comes to that. I'm saying really? those who argue and get in fights, and the female who want to prove their point or just want to, we have those who, how I'm feeling, I want to project it on you to get you there too. May not be you, but we do know those types. And with that, their ego will get hit a million times.
Really hard too.
But I feel like only time a man's ego can get really hit in those situations if he puts himself in a situation where it can be. So most of the time, if that happens, women are like, we do go for the jugular, okay? So say for instance, you ain't working, nigga, you ain't working 6 months, we'll go for something like that. Like, you don't do this or you don't do that. You not good in bed or etc. But I don't know.
I think that's more of his pride though than his ego. Like I think some of y'all are getting the ego and the pride mixed together.
And
like,
that's only whatever your definition is of ego and pride then.
Mm-hmm.
Like people may have different definitions of it and see this being different things. So go ahead.
But the question is, which one is more fragile? A male's ego or a female's pride?
Male's ego. Next question.
Every female on here, every
I
female on here said
a man's
male's ego. And it's only been me.
I'm gonna swap and go with female's pride. I'm gonna swap it out.
And
you can't swap it out. You already gave your answer.
No, I gave a answer. I didn't give the answer.
What's up?
But
that's that pride right there, y'all.
See, but you gotta get pride.
That's not ego.
Get the difference. It's not ego. It's one other male that's watching, Mr. Ali, and he said a female's pride. I said a female's pride, and it just pretty much looks like all of the men are saying it's a female's pride. So are we?
No. Me, I'm going to say depends on the situation.
Yeah, we already know you. We already know you're Mr. Weirdo. You're going to always, well, I'm weird, so I'm going to say.
To me, depends on yeah, I'm going for the middle because it depends on what you're dealing with. Like, it depends on the type of female you like. Yeah, just leave it at that. Fuck it, because like you only going to see what you're dealing with. Like how a lot of females see, they're going to say male.
What do you deal with? Do you think, from what you deal with, is a male's ego or a female's pride more fragile?
So what I deal with when I see both. To me, I think everybody's fucking fragile. I think all y'all goddamn fragile. Goddamn it, pride, ego, all that shit.
My final answer, I think, is going to be a female's pride, mainly because, and the reason why I swapped is because I was sitting here naming all these different situations, but it further proved the point that even with all those things being tested, men don't break like that.
Women don't break.
Whoa.
We're more resilient. You may not cry. You may not do what we do. We may cry and go through the process, but break, no. Okay, that's the difference.
That's
really
the fragile part.
No,
okay.
That has to do with how you process stuff. So for me, if I can't cuss you out, I may cry. It don't mean that I'm hurt. It means that I'm getting everything inside of me, just hold it together so I don't cuss or stab you. So that's a difference.
Or stab you, god damn.
So it just may come out in tears.
Yeah, right, because that's an emotion. So I get it. You go through a certain emotion to check your pride, right? That becomes, like you said, you're trying to tame your anger. But that shows how fragile you are. I feel like
that doesn't show how fragile you are. That says that I'm really, if I was fragile, I'd been done broke down and stabbed you. But the strongness in me is holding it together. But because you got to understand, it's not about fragile. People deal with emotions different. Dealing with an emotion is not being fragile. Dealing with an emotion is just, but see, and that goes to another point, how you think that somebody crying is a fragile thing. And it's such a thing in the black males, the way that they grow up, that crying equates to being fragile, being sensitive, and it doesn't. It just means that you're releasing whatever emotion you're feeling to not swap it for another emotion that you're actually wanting to do.
My nigga, if you see me crying, we arguing or something, you about to die. You are about to fucking die.
But
I'm not the only one that cry when I'm angry.
Right? No, I'm
No,
not,
no,
and I'm not.
I
and I'm
don't.
not
But if I get
saying
there to that level, I know I'm going to jail because it's going to be a horrible massacre.
But that's the thing. I didn't say if you cry, that means that you're fragile. It's more so about knowing what gets you to that point. If fragile's here, right? And you know that you can get to this point right before you get to that breaking point, and you have to cry and you have to figure it out before you resiliently bounce back, then I think you're more fragile than a man's ego. It takes a lot to get him here. I think it takes a little less to get a woman to that point. So I feel like a woman would snap, break, do whatever it is first before a man would. That's just how I see it.
The way I see fragile is, I mean, if you're broke, then fragile doesn't matter. Fragile, when you see it on a box, it says, be careful, this is fragile. This is letting you know that regardless of what's in here, this could possibly break.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it doesn't take much to break it. That's what you have to understand. When it's broke, that doesn't mean, you're past fragile. You done with the damage is done.
Right.
The thing is, when they say fragile, if you're the type that if somebody say, oh, your mother, if that boils your blood, the only way you cannot be fragile is if you can go about or deal with whatever you're dealing with the same face, same tone of voice, and everything. The moment you raise your voice, the moment you start crying, the moment anything changes from before he said your mother, that means you're fragile. Because
why does that mean that though? I don't understand.
It's layers. That's all it is. I just feel like men have more layers of abuse to get through before.
A woman could cry, and it doesn't. That crying does not equate to fragile. Crying is going to be equate to calming down.
But if I don't know you, and we're just talking, and then all of a sudden I say something, and you just bust out crying. Am I going to say, I'm going to assume, I'm not going to assume, oh, that's just the way she deals with, the way she feels with this situation. I'm going to look like, oh shit, I said something that broke her.
Right, but that's what you think. That's not what a true statement is.
I understand.
But that's
only person knows.
I get that. Because
from the outside looking in, that's what we see. It's not about how you feel. Nobody knows how you feel until you let it out.
And then somebody can say, you know what? Watch what you say around her because she's a little fragile. She might get upset. She might cry. She might just, they're going to look at it like you're fragile. So
yeah, I mean, they can look at it like that, but doesn't mean what it is. It's like, for me,
no, because everybody's different. You're right.
And for me, for instance, I have a prime example. So I was on a Zoom call with a well-known person. She's I don't know if y'all know the Honey Pot. She's well known so it was the owner of the Honey Pot, and she was breaking down my business, how to grow it, how to etc. And everything that she said, after that I started crying, because it was like everything I worked on, I was like, oh my gosh, but it was a process. It was me processing for me getting from A to D. It doesn't mean that I'm going to break. It just means at that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, I thought X, Y, and Z, but now I know A, I need to go here. But I guess because I couldn't process it right, I just cried. I mean, I'm a crybaby, first of all. You can say something, I'll start crying, and it don't really mean nothing. It's just like, okay, she's crying. But I mean, at the same time, it's still me processing things because I don't want to be that other person. I don't want to be that crazy person that's going to cuss you out. So I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm just going to cry this out, and deal with the situation later. I mean, I don't consider that being fragile. I consider that, when you're trying to become a better person and a different person and a person that doesn't react.
I tell you what, if I had to ship you all, that's the sticker I'm going to put on that damn box. Be careful. This is fragile. You just
I can't even hold you on that. Like, I would consider that fragile. I don't want to equate crying to it, but it is an emotional thing. And if something can get you to your emotions, I feel like you are fragile. Some people, it takes a lot to get them to that point. They have to get not just pushed down and they feel some type of way and have to cry. Some people have to get pushed, they have to get kicked, they have to get punched. Like just layers of stuff. Like, so when it comes to male ego and female pride, which is how the question was given to us, like it's like Jane said earlier, it may be a switch in words with ego and pride, and maybe it's a little weird to define with being fragile, but I would consider that fragile. And not saying that men don't cry, of course men cry, but whatever can get you to that point where you start to react differently and you start to have to release or de-stress and whatever it is, however you do it, you're fragile. You get to that point faster.
Well, statistically speaking, they say that men are serial killers way more than women. So that speaks to how much you take.
And I would agree with that because we hold so much in. We hold so much in that when it does blow up,
y'all burn clothes, burn up cars, destroy houses. Y'all have a lot of release. Y'all have a whole lot to release. Y'all can do all these different things. Like I said, burn up houses. Y'all can burn clothes. Y'all can bleach clothes. Y'all can do all these things. And it's just, I'm just letting you know, y'all have these different things where it's just like, oh, he must have did something wrong, and she, and it's okay. They've seen women bust out car windows, slash tires. Y'all release a lot. Men don't have that avenue. We don't have that avenue to.
Y'all don't choose to have that avenue. You should cry more. See, that's what happens. You ain't crying. You
cut that off the break. Cut that.
See, what you want to do? Cry, become a serial killer. Pick one.
And then as soon as he cried, and you see him crying, and he called, and then some girls like, oh, he a little bitch. You could got killed right there. You got killed right there.
Because
you got soon killed sooner than later.
He's serial killing people. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Can't take nothing.
But that further proves the point that female pride is much more fragile.
No,
it is.
Well, can somebody please give us a good definition of why a man's ego is more fragile than a woman's pride?
King got it.
I mean, I looked up some definitions while y'all are all talking, and and I looked at it, and the way they put pride versus ego, and I was looking at it, and ego is more so of feelings, big headedness, and pride is like accomplishment and being strong. And so I'm thinking, like, if you have a female who know she on her shit, like she's proud of this, proud of that, it's gonna be kind of hard to knock her off that high horse because she's proud of being a good mother or whatever. You ain't not really gonna be able to tell her nothing. Versus an ego where it's a feeling you have, like a self-esteem type thing. All of everybody's self-esteem is fragile. So I think that was a setup question.
It was a setup question.
It was a setup question for men. It was a setup question for men.
Yeah.
Now, if you said men's pride versus female pride, it would have probably been a totally different thing. Or women's ego versus men's ego, it would have probably been equal. But a feeling versus feeling proud about an accomplishment, two totally motherfucking different. That's
different. It's mad different.
So the men will take a loss for that. But if it's the other way around, a female would take a loss for that. If a man's pride
in the comment section.
Yeah, we did.
Like a mother.
And now look at it.
As soon as it started.
But then I will also have to say, like, I'm gonna have to counteract what you were saying, D, about the whole crying thing. If somebody gets somebody to the point of crying, that really does not make them weak or fragile. A weak or fragile person is a person, as soon as you do something to them, they react in such a way that they break right then. But if you keep poking at somebody, they're having restraint not to fuck you up until you get them to the point where they like, ugh.
I guess.
A weak, fragile person reacts without thoughts of what's going on off the break. If you can go from 0 to 100 without being any type of self-control, you're weak.
But what if you start crying uncontrollably?
Don't do that.
That's still some maybe some type of restraint of stopping you from what you really thinking.
Nah, fam, you're not going to tell me somebody like your mother and you just start screaming and crying and you're not.
Okay, first of all, now you talking about you enter into loony bins. Now you talking about
I'm just saying.
Said loony bin.
Like,
because all the comments are saying crying is not a form of being fragile.
Ooh.
Women are emotional. Crying does not make me fragile. Yeah.
We gotta get Ali on the fucking joint. He has some good questions now.
That's my homeboy, man.
Ali said, "Who has a better handle on emotional self-control?" I can see how that can be the premise. Oh my God!
The moment you say emotion, y'all lost.
No. He said emotional restraint.
Over.
I don't give a fuck what he said. The word emotion, once that enters the question, the women lose.
No, let's talk about emotions. Now, I can go back to my statistic, what I said, that who kills the most when it comes to domestic violence. See, now you got me talking with my hands. I see you, King. Now you got me talking with my hands. So, if y'all in the heated argument, who is shooting somebody first? A man is shooting a woman and killing her because I watch it while I'm doing my piggy bank. So you see it all the way.
No, those shows, it goes both ways. Those shows go both ways. What are you talking about?
And these are real life situations.
Shit, go watch Snap and you will see a lot of Snap women.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we watch.
I'm into the form with the women are being killers. Okay, I'm into this is about the before your after your vows, but still.
They got a whole joint after your vows. The most killers are women.
That's crazy.
Before a woman in any situation where it's heated. Oh my gosh, he stole my girl. Pow. Oh my gosh, he looked at me wrong. You got some work. Pow. Oh my gosh, she cheated on me. Pow. See what I'm saying? It's always
CC. Can you please send Rebel the link so he can get on? He says, "Get me on." Please send him the link.
Oh, please. Go ahead. Y'all women, better come back her up. She about to get demolished.
Yo. You gotta keep
Oh.
poking at me when I've had enough. I'm done reading these comments now, man. You're not a serial. You know who not serial killers? Men who know how to deal with their emotions. I can agree with. People who know how to, handle their shit right. And it's y'all wonder why my black people always you so nonchalant, you're not emotional. I know how to deal with this shit, bro.
No, you're the first one to be a serial killer. Don't even try it.
No, you know what? You know what? No, you know why I won't be serial killer? Because I look like, you know what? You're not worth me being a serial killer.
You be the first one, the one that's quiet.
You're not worth me being a serial killer. No.
Okay.
No. I have a list. If you do certain things, you will get it. But the stuff that people be doing, like, nah, you're not worth it, bro.
As soon as you say your mother, he's serial killing somebody.
Y'all gotta stop acting like women don't be killing niggas out here. Y'all crazy. Y'all real crazy for this one.
And a lot of the motherfuckers do it slowly. They add little bit to your food and all that old wild.
Hold up. Be sitting like this. Be like this. Baby, this got some kick to it. Keep drinking it. It's good for you. You need to appreciate what I do for you. Keep drinking it. You be like,
dog,
okay.
I did watch one today where the lady did strangle her husband. I thought that was pretty interesting.
I'm telling you,
sleeping pills, crush it up in the food. They already know we gonna eat.
I'm hungry right now. But you ain't gonna make my food.
I wonder if he did something to the food. You ain't never hear a girl say that about a man. I wonder if he did something to my food. Like, that's not, it's a thing. Women be murking niggas
because we think.
Yes.
Y'all just be like, pow. We be like, all right.
And that's exactly why a lot of these murders niggas don't know nothing about. They be like, oh my God, my husband died of a random heart attack.
Hey,
like,
D, but you know what's funny? You just made a point. Now, say if you get in a big argument, and say if your man bring you something to eat, you're not going to think nothing's going to deal with that food. You like, he's trying to apologize, he's trying to calm me down. If you get an argument and you bring a man food, he'll be like,
I ain't eating that shit. Anybody will tell you, if I ever got in an argument, I do not eat dinner.
Exactly.
That's only if you know your girl crazy. First of all, if you got a question the fact of her food after y'all got in an argument, you already know your girl crazy, first of all. So don't even try that.
Nah,
don't make my plate. Leave my
the
shit in the pack with everybody else. And I'm going to let the kids and everybody eat first.
You sitting there like, hey, babe, you want to try this first? Like, he'll take
But see, you know what?
Can get it too.
You know what? The woman, we'll have it all situated out. We'll have poison in just your food, and we'll switch it around, and it still be your food. You be like,
no, it won't. No, it won't, because my shit going to be in the pack with everybody else. Don't make my plate. I don't want no made plate. As soon as you make it, I'm going to say, baby, wrap it up and take that to work tomorrow.
Serve to him. Don't even try. Y'all be like, oh, thank you, baby.
Shit.
I'm going to Chick-fil-A. Y'all want some?
This is waffle fries, man. I'm good.
Thank you, because y'all all made it possible. For now, if I ever get in an argument with somebody I'm serious with, I'm just gonna make me my pot of own noodles by my motherfucking self. I don't give a fuck what she cooked.
Don't do that. She might poison the water.
You don't need to be with her. If you can't eat her food, even after an argument, you don't need to be with her. Because she's crazy. Even
better. We done.
Let me tell you.
When she asks when we done, I'm going to send her ass to you. She the reason why we done. There go. She said.
She just said, women think and the men don't. That's what she said. The women
about
think.
Food.
And the men are serial killers. The reason it shows, statistics show that we are more serial killers is, you're right. We don't think. We just kill. Y'all kill more, but y'all think about how you getting away with the shit. And that's why a lot of y'all don't get caught. But don't say y'all kill more. It's more y'all than it is us.
But wait.
No, because y'all kill for
if
gay
you're
rivalry.
A serial killer, you are killing multiple times in different areas. So you did think about that. That
don't mean you thought about it. You could be like, oh, Becky, I'm gonna kill you, boom, and I'm gonna go to your mother's house, boom, and I'm gonna go to your sister's house, boom, because it's supposed to be 3 or more is considered a serial killer. So technically, you only need to kill 3 people.
That's just.
And to me, that's did the research to be a serial killer. You know,
I think that was a snap, but she did think a little bit too much about it.
She watches this shit every day. All she do is watch that shit and paint pigs, nigga. You don't want to fuck
under her belt. Who's gonna be her third strike that turn her to an official serial killer?
Now let me tell you.
Yeah, she gonna kill somebody with her piggy banks.
I don't even deal with people, so it don't even matter. It's been so long I've been in a relationship, so y'all ain't gotta worry about me killing nobody.
Did it end because you tried to kill him, or?
Oh shit! Well.
I don't know where he at right now.
We got a brother on here on his way to kill somebody right now.
See what I'm saying? Oh man.
What's up, Kinfolk?
Kinfolk, what it do, man? Hey, look.
Ain't nothing, man.
This is my look.
He on his way to go kill somebody right now. I see.
Nah, I'm headed.
He's an officer.
I'm in the car. I'm just getting off work.
A man driving in the dark.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, before you start, bro, I appreciate everything you do. You are he's a police officer, y'all, man, and during these times, man, it's kind of rough out there, especially being a black man and being an officer, man. But
no
I
doubt.
appreciate everything.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man.
Hey, no doubt. I appreciate that. No doubt.
All right, but go ahead with the bullshit now. Let's
break the bread. If you look at some of the comments that I wrote, that's why I said I think what's a better question, dealing with emotional self-control. Man, we compartmentalize our shit. That's a huge distinction. So we have a better ability to compartmentalize our stuff. And we generally operate off of principles, while most women generally operate off emotion. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I say it's masculine for a man to have emotional self-control. So we don't really get into a whole bunch of arguments and debates with other men, because we understand we either gonna fuck with you or we not. If it's gonna get violent, or when it comes to conflict resolution, if me and James got a problem, he gonna pull me to the side. So we ain't gotta worry about the whole ego thing, because he understands how I am. So he gonna explain his side. I'ma listen. I'm not gonna interrupt him at all. I'm gonna speak my piece.
No, this is how two real men talk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak. Yeah, and so
Real men talk.
Let me provide context for the term men because we don't understand that neither. There's a difference between biological males and men. Biological males, you born with a dick, okay, cool. But men become men through general hardships and self-development. You have to self-development. And every man on this platform understands what I mean when it comes to self-development, because we generally operate based on principles in the 4 pillars of life. First, economics, getting money, getting the bag. 2, physical fitness. Whatever we're going to do, we're going to be strong. We ain't trying to be weak out here. We might box, we might do all kind of stuff, push-ups, hit the gym, whatever, right? 3, our relationships, our family. And 4, women. We study. We study all these areas of life and we put them all together. That's the distinction. So I understand what I understand a lot of those are the 4 pillars. So I understand when women say, some of the commentary, because I definitely agree with them, but that's why I say most women, a lot of women might deal with it. You're dealing with a more hyper feminine guy. You see what I'm saying? So he might be more susceptible to not have, emotional self-control. He grew up having a knee-jerk reaction, but I don't consider that masculine. We out here being feral apex predators. That's how I live. But that don't make me like I gotta impose my will on everything. That means I'm in control of self.
I feel that. 100%.
Waiting to give him that.
We needed that, man.
No.
He spit that shit, man. That shit, man.
Because you know what? Because guess what? Because if another woman came to another woman and say, "I'm coming to you as a woman," she want to fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Facebook post. I'm tired of you bitches coming to me as a woman.
This ain't no mature conversation. I'm coming to you as a grown woman.
There's a difference in the type of man. There's a difference in the type of woman. So don't say all women are like that because
I never agree with that. No. All women are not. All women, I never agreed to that. So the way I look at it is like I tell my boy, like, all women are like seasons. Some summers are hotter, some winters are colder. You know what I mean? But you're gonna have some seasons, and that's human nature. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So you got upbringing, depending on how you grew up. Was your dad in the home? Self-entitlement. Where you get that from? Was your dad actually a dominant male in the house, or did mom run everything? You know what I mean? So we learn stuff and we don't really pay attention that we become conditioned to certain frameworks, and we live 95% of our life through our subconscious programming. But my question always comes, my biggest thing is conflict resolution. If the pussy good, if, the dick good, that's cool. Y'all go out to eat, everybody going to drink and this, that, and the third, but how do you handle conflict resolution? That's where the proof at right there. Conflict resolution and skill set. So I just say that, like, if I had an issue with anybody, like another male, it's a bit easier conversation for men to deal with whatever the conflict is, because at the end of the day, only one or two things gonna happen. Either we actually gonna talk about it, deal with it, and we ain't gonna never talk about it again, or we ain't gonna fuck with you no more. Yeah. So the distinction is, that's why I read the top of the comments. Women only have 4 bullets in her gun. She got 4 bullets in the gun. Shaming language, guilt tripping, deflection, deferment, and the hyper-emotional debate. That's all she got.
No, that's not true.
No, I'm saying to use against you.
Well, Crystal, please put another bullet in the gun then. Name something else.
All of those that he said. Now, for instance, if I can have a conversation with somebody who has a level head, no matter what the circumstances may be, I can have a conversation like we're talking right now. Now, I think the difference that people get confused about is, and they call it emotional, if a woman, like, okay, say for instance, she starts crying, and you're like, oh, she's fragile, whatever like that. I don't think that's considered for a woman, because sometimes you need that relief. Whatever is going through. I could still be talking to you like this and start crying. Am I going to be considered fragile because I started crying if we're having a conversation? Or am I going to be considered fragile? Or I'm going to consider emotional because you're telling me something? Regardless of what it is, whatever the conversation is. I don't think that it's just those 4 points. I think that it's a matter of perception. Because again, he said, you know, men are, because this is considered a man. And I feel like the society has conditioned men, especially Black men, to be considered, oh, this is what a man is considered and it's way more of a wide range of what a man is considered. And I feel like because people have been boxed a man into that certain situation, oh, this is a man, this is not a man, this is a, you know, a man with a little bit of zest in them, this is this. I feel like it's more to it. It's more to the story. And I feel like women can have a conversation as well. I feel like it just depends on the two type of women that, you know, are dealing with the situation. I think that just because we may not be talking like this, and we may be talking like this or with our hands, that don't mean I want to fight her. That just means we're having a conversation that's different from a male having a conversation. Y'all don't have conversations like this, even when you talk, even when you're excited. But if women do that, it's different. But y'all consider it something different, and it's not.
It is something different, because it might not mean nothing to you to talk with your hands, but you know it might mean something to the girl. Like, look, get your fucking hand on my face.
I said it depends on what type
we
of
can talk. We can talk without all of the net.
I'm talking about how I'm talking right now. So when I talk,
you good.
Whether I'm talking business, whether I'm talking personal, I'm not doing this. You know, if I'm talking with my hands, because most women talk with their hands, no matter who it is.
And their neck.
You know, I just feel like that's just an expression. That doesn't mean I'm like, you know, because I know how to be in all different types of ways.
And it might be an expression to you, but that other female might be interpreted as a threat or disrespect. You never know.
She trying to square up.
And that's the same thing with a man. That's the same thing with a man, because I done seen plenty of men.
Oh no. If a dude come to me like this and do this, I'm like, okay, look, motherfucker, you doing too much. Like, you not calm enough for me. Let me get in the position.
No matter how you slice it, the same thing goes for a man. The same thing goes for a woman. It's up to interpretation. It's up to who you dealing with. That's just what it is. You can't say a woman or a man. It's the same. It's wherever you grew up.
And that's right. You're right. So, but all this movement is like you showing a lot of energy and maybe aggression. So
hey, I'm gonna tell you like this: nigga start grabbing his waist, start putting his pants up. It's over.
Yeah.
I'm throwing the first punch.
But see, that's what he could be from somewhere else. You know, he could just be literally pulling up his pants. And you
the women
won
won this conversation. It's the male's ego. We gonna let y'all have that. Since it was more, y'all, and we already knew it was gonna be more women on the show anyway.
Okay, so wait a minute. And also, he's a police officer. So, how many cases you going over with a man putting their hands on a woman and he's getting locked up versus a woman slapping a man?
You said repeat the
we
first
don't
part.
call the police, first of all.
I'm not gonna call the police for that.
Nah, I'm not going with you. Go ahead, ask the question again.
What I'm saying is, how many cases do you go on, violent cases, where the woman has been battered versus the man has been battered?
Right. Today is 50-50. It's 50-50 today.
What county are you in? What county is this?
I ain't in no county. Northeast, Benning Road, Anacostia Park, Gallery, Southern Avenue, Branch Avenue, Eastern Market. I'm trying to say.
That's different. You in the hood. No.
But see, all right, but let me break the hood thing. So what we talking about is the human nature component. So I got a context for that too, right? So what we talking about is skill sets and personal development components, and like how you grew up and how you deal with stuff. So I definitely agree with you on what you're saying. It do depend on the woman. Given the context of the higher propensity for a woman to use, these like these mental manipulative tactics, I don't consider when men do that shit too. We know Bammers who lie. We know Bammers who be trying to shame and language you. I just don't consider that dominant masculine behavior. You see what I'm saying? So I don't rock with cats like that. You feel me? But if even the guys on the panel could probably attest. The large majority of women have fired a few rounds of these pistols. We just didn't know what it was. But you're gonna have a higher propensity for that, in my opinion, from women. But as far as like the domestic violence, it's now 50-50. So from what I've seen, you have a lot more hyper feminine males, and then you have more hyper masculine women. And so the roles, if you will, like my grandmother had 10 kids. You know, all my aunts and uncles got 50 plus years of marriage. They operated based on a different society level of dealing with roles. But like today, man, the girls are off. The girls be off the chain out here. They be fighting. They be wrecking each other, all kind of stuff. And they be whooping up on dudes too. And then it's times when dudes do that Bama shit, like take your phone. Why you out here in the public and you took shorty phone because she got, you know what I'm saying? She dealing with broke dick that she got a broke dick daddy, but she, you know, like she dealing, you know, Brenda dealing with broke dick Danny, right? But she got another nigga that's hitting her up on the DMs because he might got a little bit of paper. And broke dick Danny see that she texting this other nigga. So what he gonna do? He mad at her, but he take the phone. But he's out of his frame. That woman don't belong to you. It's just your turn. So now you out here fighting her over a phone. She whooping your ass, you whooping her ass, and then both y'all asses go to jail. And both y'all live in the same location. So that's just how some people. That happens a lot. That happens a lot.
50-50,
and it's
man.
just sad.
Stay away from the broke dick Danny.
Sure.
Broke dick Danny, big booty Brenda. That's all you want. You want that big booty Brenda. You want your big booty Betty, but big booty Betty got a bad attitude. But you can't get away.
Fuck that, man.
She ain't yours. It's just your turn. Understand the game.
I hate the game. Heathen.
What's the next topic, man? We've been on this shit that we didn't ran the hour up on this
one topic. I got 4 other topics on the next show now.
Well, just put the question you had last for the day. Let's end it with that one still.
I hate this question so much. All right, so this is for the fellas. On a date,
it can be for the women too, because they carry.
Because women carry. You should carry. On a date, how many condoms do you need?
Wait, what?
Exactly.
When you said carry, I was on a whole different other subject.
I know. I tried to say fellas. I tried.
Do that again.
On a date,
okay.
How many condoms do you need?
On a date?
How many do you pack with you?
It's the first date?
Well, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been on a date, so I don't know.
The question was given, it didn't say first date. It just say on a date, how many condoms do you need? And I've dodged this question for like 3 shows now, but here it is.
I don't know. It's been 11 years since I've been on a date.
Sheesh. I think the way I used to carry, like I used to always carry 2 on me, period. That was just me. It didn't matter if it was a first date, 8th date, like I always carried 2 condoms on me all the time. So I'm not sure if that's the amount that you need, but that's how many I had, nigga.
So basically, when you say you carry 2, that's basically saying, like, before y'all go on this date, you in the mirror, damn, I'm fresh. Let me put these in my pocket just in case. When you say, let me put these in my pocket just in case, you basically telling yourself, if it go down, I plan on giving her 2 grams.
No,
that's what you're saying.
That's kind of premeditated. It's already.
But that's what it. You don't even know. You don't know if you're gonna need it.
But that's what I'm saying. It's in my wallet, so it's not like I'm planning to put it in there for this particular date. I just always have 2 on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I guess if I had a number, my number would be 2. I don't know, but I just always got 2.
I pick a box. I don't know.
Take a
3. So,
yeah.
What, the gas station box? Or I gotta stop at CVS and get
you talking about the 12? The 12 count.
I gotta get the Walmart box.
That's the 12
count.
For
the first date? Where you gonna put it?
No, he didn't say the first date. He said
on the date.
On the date. Okay, so you plan on if it was to go down, you plan on using that whole box.
I'm not saying I plan on using the whole box, but we don't know how he functions. So I want to make sure, it got too dry. Throw it away. Let me get another one. I don't know. So I just want to make sure.
Her number's 12, you guys.
Just got to make sure that I'm sure that I'm sure.
If it's an in and out, you take 2. If it's an all night, if you staying over, yeah, you should have 3. You know what I'm saying?
He said 3, like one more gonna make it.
Nah, that's for the morning joint. That's for the morning. That's for that rollover. That's for that morning joint. Yeah, that's for that morning joint. But if you in and out, you might need 2. You know what I'm saying? Because if it get too wet, you might lose the one, and you don't want to use none of her shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A box.
Wait, how many condoms are you bringing on a date, man?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
The king ain't bringing nothing on there. Ask the next person. James, how you
Yeah,
know?
you're right. Yeah, no,
King's gonna say, I'm not gonna take it. I'm going. What? Please pull your pants up. I want to learn your love language first before I start thinking.
Oh.
What is it, King? Man, go ahead. I'm gonna bring the 3-pack at least.
I'm rolling with 2.
See, I need to get a life like y'all.
That's
I'm not
because
even thinking about that shit on the date, yo.
You're a head monster, so he.
But they
listen,
date, so you could be like 2 months in. You still not gonna think about it? Throw them joints in your car.
No, because see, this is the stuff. Look, I am only used to what I'm used to, right? So to bring it out on a date, it's like maybe I've been around too many boring ass joints, but I'm not thinking where we out. I'm gonna need it like in a car or something to be fucking. If we out on a date, it's either I'm gonna go to 1-2 place. If a her spot, most likely 9 times out of 10, probably gonna come back here. They're gonna be here. I'm not gonna think what I'm gonna fucking have on me. I'm gonna have a shit here.
Oh yeah, you born. Okay.
No, it's not that I'm bored. It's just that I don't never really run into some shit happen.
But what happens? What happens when she say, "All right, well, shit, we out, but I only live right here down the street," and she's not. If y'all not by your house, you mean to tell me you won't go to her house? You gotta be prepared. So
well, if it's any thought that I'm gonna be at her house and I can bring me like a fucking whole bag, then yeah, I'll probably pack some shit. But that's to be explained.
Keep one in your wallet, one in your car, man. That's like,
you gotta have it. You gotta do that.
I used to, but then my life got fucking boring. So
you gotta do that because you might not even make it to. You gotta have something on you because you might just want to be in the garage at the harbor and
I leave my life got boring. Shit, man, it don't happen in the harbor. Don't nothing happen no more.
Nah, that's okay. Hey, look, Corona season is bringing it out. You know what I'm saying? Look, if you on your shit, hey, what I say, the 4 pillars, this your fucking season right here. You got 42% of the country, 42 million people out of work. Hey, look, and women got hit real hard. So if you on your business tip and you developing business, and you on your game, you be just fine.
You better carry 3.
Carry the box.
I was in the Target, little skinny Johnny getting played. You know what I'm saying? He went back there and helped some lady, you know what I'm saying, find a Black & Decker blender. You know what I'm saying? He over there getting played with the Corona mask on in the home decor section. You dig? Little skinny Steve getting played. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm telling you.
That's motherfucking regional. You know what? I go to the store and I just be walking and everybody looking at me like, this nigga mailman, he got Corona. Get away from me. Get the fuck away from me.
I'm mad all the females in the comments talking about, yeah, girl, a box. Keep a box. Bring a box.
Yes, keep a box.
And I don't give a fuck what they say. Yeah, they bring a box.
A box, yo.
And those be the DIBs. The goddamn DIBs.
DIBs. The DIBs got all the condoms, right?
Yeah, they got all the condoms. Boring ass.
The car, so you just had. And you might want to get a box of regular and a box of different because you never know what type you're going to deal with.
Oh, my God.
You know.
That's some heathen shit. That is some heathen. You all heathens.
What happens? What do you do when he can't fit neither one of them?
Then it's time to go. Goodbye. Wait a minute. What do you mean by which way? Which way is that?
You said you get a box of large and a box of
Okay, what I'm
normal.
saying is, which way? How can he fit it? Is he just too...
Is he too big, too small?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but either way, you pick and choose. If he's too small, if he's too big.
I got to go. To be honest, I got to go. If you pick
She like it don't
he
even
wants
matter.
to stay in place. That's it.
Oh,
You ain't gonna let. So that means no eating the box then.
Nope, it's time to go. I'm not a child. You're not gonna just eat and go. No, gotta go. Bye. Next
Oh my
case.
gosh. All right, y'all, man. We we've been out of time, but y'all are crazy, man. I definitely want to thank everybody in the comments. I want to thank Crystal. I want to thank my man Ali. Thank y'all
Ali
for
gotta come
coming
back.
in, man. No,
Yeah,
we
bro.
appreciate y'all.
I've been
You
trying
gotta
to
come
get
back.
that. Kim Folk, I've been trying to get him on for, he already know, for so long, man.
Hey man, look, hey, we gonna make it happen. Look, we got it's some stuff to do, man. Let's get this money in 2020, Joe.
Yes, man. Yes, thank you, man. We
Support
appreciate
black
y'all so much.
businesses. Support black
Yeah.
businesses.
Definitely.
Plug it in, Miss No Bacon.
Plug it.
Yes, No Bacon. I sell hand-painted piggy banks. I also do face painting and special effects for movies.
Hey.
www.nobaconpiggybank.com.
Let's get this money.
Go
Y'all
ahead,
make sure y'all
Steph.
check her out. This is not
Yes.
her first
And I'm a
rodeo. She's been on our show. This is the third time.
So it's not part-time, it's full-time.
Yeah. So definitely always the family of the show. Definitely come back anytime. Ali will definitely gonna have you back all the time. Like I said, everybody in the comments, man, y'all crazy. We love y'all. Thanks y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna save the rest of these topics for Monday, man. We'll see y'all on Monday. Y'all have a good weekend. Y'all be safe out here. And if y'all ain't got nothing to say, man, James, take us out.
Man, y'all already know what it is. Y'all be cool. Y'all be safe. Don't put your hands where you won't put your face. And remember, put the guns down, pick the gloves up.
Hey.
And we out this bitch. Go ahead. Come on, LL. LL. Where we at? I appreciate y'all, man.